Hello everyone, welcome to another group prediction. In this video, we're going to focus on IVE. In the description below, I will have the questions that we're going to answer in this video, as well as timestamps in case you want to jump around to whichever question you're more interested in. And before we start off, I wanted to say that I'm very excited for their comeback. And I have off the record stuck in my head right now. So I just recorded a couple other videos, and as I was putting the cards away, to clean the space and the energy of the cards to concentrate on IVE. The whole time I was just thinking, well, not thinking, but like in my head I had off the record just playing. But with that said, let's just jump into the first question, which is, what is IVE's current energy? So how is the group doing right now? We have the King of Cups. Love to see it. And we have the Hermit reverse with the Page of Pentacles upright and the Fool upright. So we have two court cards and two major arcana. So these are some big cards. It feels like the group feels very, very confident. So you know what could be the cause of why they feel so confident right now? Their comeback. Maybe they feel like this is a good concept. We're gonna do well. Anyway, so with the King of Cups, this shows that they feel very emotionally stable. They feel grounded. They feel like they can do anything that they want. The King of Cups is very kind-hearted, compassionate, very empathetic, and also I was getting someone that's very passionate, but not in like a very fiery, over-consuming way, but more in the passionate about like putting your heart and soul into something that you're doing. So this makes me think that right now the group feels very confident because emotionally they're all doing fine, or there is a sense of like they really trust that the concept that they're going for or the work that they're doing right now is going to pan out and is going to work for them. This King of Cups also, you know what I have a feeling, especially because it's right next to the Hermit reverse, that the group may have had a very like a heart-to-heart conversation with each other. And I'm saying that because the Hermit reverse talks about someone that is coming out of their Hermit mode. Look, the other cards are so positive that this Hermit card reverse is a positive card. So it feels like they already finished this Hermit energy. So the Hermit is supposed to describe someone that willingly isolates themselves in order to go through this journey of self-knowing and trying to find this enlightenment within them that gives them the knowledge to understand themselves, the situations that they're in, and just have a better understanding of who they are and where they're headed. It's like going through this very dark period of isolation in order to get to know themselves better and make that a guiding light towards their future filled with unknowns and uncertainties. It's like, as long as you know who you are, you will be able to overcome anything in life because you know how you function. So you know how you handle a situation, how you handle a problem, and what works best for you, as well as what you prioritize. So that's kind of like the Hermit here. Anyway, but if we combine the Hermit reverse will be someone that's kind of coming out of that energy, opening up to people, socializing with others once again, because now you've already completed that journey. That's kind of what it feels like to me. And combining that to the King of Cups, it shows like many of them can own up to their heart, own up to their emotions, meaning that now they are able to, instead of pushing their emotions to the side and be like, I don't want to feel like that, I don't like this negativity, let me just put it in the back of my head. It's like now they're bringing it to the forefront and expressing it in a very healthy manner. It's like, I don't like to do this because that stresses me out. I'm not saying this as like an excuse as much as it's more like they're expressing how they feel in a way that makes other, like, kind of like they're speaking up, and it's creating a pretty healthy environment in the group because that is causing many others to open up about their vulnerabilities and the things that they're stressed about as well. And it creates this environment instead of like self-pitying or this energy of stress and tense situations. It's just creating this energy where everyone is like, yeah, we are human, we have emotions, and there's tough times that we will encounter. And that creates this sense of like humanity and this sense of mutual understanding that may create stronger bonds and relationships within the group in such a way that will create a healthier working environment. So yeah, that's what the King of Cups is saying here. Is like someone that is mature enough to say, this is how I feel and this is how I'm gonna go about things. It's like also someone that is able to listen to other people's problems and acknowledge that everyone's human and everyone makes mistakes. So it's like not being too harsh on yourself and not being too harsh on others as well. Now, we already talked about the Hermit, so let's go into the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles upright talks about someone that is very excited about a new idea that they have in mind. Pages are like the start of a new chapter, the beginning of a new chapter. And also the Hermit is like the end of a chapter because it's number 9. Anyway, so the new beginning that the group is going for is one that now that they have completed the cycle of emotional fulfillment, this cycle of emotional understanding, and also emotional maturity, they're starting now this journey where they're starting fresh in their career. Now they're like, okay, through this new mindset and this new way of processing life and this new process or new procedure of completing our projects, this is what the new plan is. So the Page of Pentacles is like someone that has an idea and the desire to try something new or the desire to do things differently. But it's like such a pure energy that is very malleable and can adjust to anything because of how new it is. It feels like it also, with when you have Pentacles energy, this page is very promising. It's like whatever idea or whatever project they're working on or planning on at the moment, it will bring very good fruition. It will work out. It will be well thought out, very well planned, to the point that we will see this project through the end, if that makes sense. I think I tripped up on my words a little bit. But yeah, this Page of Pentacles just shows that in their career, they want to do something that's slightly different. And I think the new thing that they're bringing in is the human side of themselves. Instead of pushing it to the side and be like, I'm in my working mode, let me ignore that. It's more like, let me acknowledge it and let me present it to the people I care about or the people that they're comfortable with. So I do feel that that's the rest of the members. And it's like, let me present that to them. And let's all acknowledge that we're human and we have rough times. It's like, by acknowledging it, it will be easier to get rid of misunderstandings. And also, it will make things easier to work because now you can plan around it. So it's like this whole idea of like, if someone's going through a rough period, other people that are okay can like overcompensate or help that person out by making sure that yes, that person pulls their own weight, but also try to support them through that. And it's kind of like the silent agreement that that person's not okay right now, but they have their back whenever somebody else is not okay, if that makes sense. It's like there's a stronger support system and they're kind of organizing themselves better for situations that are very normal, very human, but can't always be controlled. Now, the other card that we have here is the Fool. So the Fool is also talking about new beginnings, and the Fool talks about taking this leap of faith. It's like this idea of someone that trusts that the universe and spirit is on their side, that they're taken care of, and that they can jump into the unknown and things are going to work out. The Fool is like the start of a journey. It's supposed to represent someone that is carefree, someone that trusts, and someone that has this lighthearted energy, but also the knowing that they're taken care of, that they have a support system, and that they have all the tools necessary. Because the Fool here has a very small bag or a very small pouch that is supposed to represent that the Fool takes only the things that they need or only the things that are necessary for this new journey. And usually the only thing that you need is like yourself and just knowing, which is like what we talked about earlier with the Hermit. It's like now that they know themselves, they can move forward because they trust in their skills, they trust in their knowledge, and they trust that whatever problem or whatever unknown they encounter, they will overcome it or they'll figure it out because they trust in their ability to just go through process or go through a journey, if that makes sense. So the Fool here just shows that they feel supported with a little dog in the background. It's like they have a good support system. They know themselves enough that they know how they will handle any situation, even if they don't know the exact details of how they're gonna go about it. They're like, at least I know what I'm okay with, what I'm not okay with, what are my triggers and which ones are not, and so on, so on. So yeah, all these cards just show that currently the group is doing well, and I guess they're just growing up basically. Like they're getting to know themselves to the point that they're able to communicate properly to the rest of the members and to each other, like what they're okay with and what they're not, in such a way that they can balance each other out. And that will create a healthier working environment for everyone. Now let's go to the second question, which is the group prediction. So what's in store for IVE's career this 2025? So we have Full Moon in Leo with Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way. We have Gibeon's Moon with You're Very Close to Achieving Your Goal. And we also have the North Node with Step Out of Your Comfort Zone. So the Leo energy just feels like one of the things that the girls need to work on is to make sure that they communicate properly, because one thing about pride is that if things don't work out the way that you want it, you kind of stay kind of stubborn in your path and go like, okay, I know what I'm doing. And also the pride energy could also make it in such a way that some people will not communicate properly because they are afraid of making a mistake, or maybe they're ashamed of not knowing something, or maybe the whole idea of like, if they make a mistake, they are so hard on themselves that they don't feel the need to apologize or to clarify things or something along those lines. So it's like, don't let pride get in your way. It's like, be understanding of other people, be understanding of yourself, don't be too hard on yourself, and that will create a very joyous and lighthearted environment for everyone. Also, Leo energy can be, since it's fixed energy, Leos can sometimes be like my way or the highway. Is like, I know what I'm doing and I know what works, so let's do what I say. And Leo energy can sometimes stick to their guns in that sense. Is like, whatever mentality they have or whatever their core values are, those are very hard to change, because that's just how fixed energy is. Many of them, you think Taurus as a fixed earth sign is stubborn. Well, other fixed energy, they're just as stubborn. And Leo energy is the type that they're good at leading other people. They prioritize themselves, but they're very generous as well with the people that they care about. But Leo energy can be extremely prideful, so they might not communicate something out of the embarrassment, or if you hurt their pride or their ego, they may start sulking in a little corner. That's just Leo energy. But for the girls in their career, it will benefit them a lot if they don't get on their high horse, and it will benefit them a lot if they just communicate with themselves and with each other. So like that, instead of elongating, was a word, instead of making a problem a lot bigger than it is, or making the process of clearing that up a lot harder on themselves, it will be better to just take a step back, understand that everyone's human, and then just communicate properly. That would just benefit the whole group. And you're very close to achieving your goal. I don't really know what the group is working on, but in their career, if there's a milestone that the group is aiming towards, they'll accomplish it this year. With you are very close to achieving your goal, I do feel that there's just something, just a little detail or just one activity that the group has to do, and then it's up to the universe or up to destiny to do its thing. It's like, there's one little thing that's still within their control, and then after that, they just have to let it go and surrender to spirit and be like, okay, I leave that to your hands, let's see what results it gives. Which one of those things could be the comeback. Is like, they're almost done with the comeback, and by that is like the planning stages, then they just promote it, and then afterwards is like up to the public to see if they liked it or not. That's one example I can give. Lastly, with step out of your comfort zone, is kind of leaning back to that full energy. I was gonna say that Leo energy, that full energy of like taking that step into the unknown, jumping, taking that leap of faith, just trusting that things are gonna work out. With North Node, we're talking about like following your destiny, following that path that was meant for you, or like that path that you're working towards. So with step out of your comfort zone, it just kind of shows that right now for their career, taking some risks could benefit the group a lot. Right now, they have such a stable career that now is a good time to experiment. Now is a good time to try new things, to try a new sound, because there's enough of a established community or established fandom that if they take out like something new, even if it doesn't work well, they have the experience of what worked and what didn't work. But if it's kind of like right now the group is in a critical point that they can go for a different sound or a different concept, and they can experiment because they're stable enough that even if it doesn't do well, it wouldn't end the group's career. And if it does well, they will just grow as a group. I don't know. You know those times when you have a group that they have a sound, and there's just, I don't know what point it is, but there's a point that when people recognize the sound of a group, they need to like maintain it for a little bit. But if they stay too long in that sound, they're kind of stuck with that for the rest of their career. Like, it has happened to some groups. I can't really describe to you which ones, but sometimes it just goes like, if we do anything different at this point on, like if they miss that period, it's like they're just stuck with that sound or with that concept or something, because then the moment they change it, people are like, why do you change it? But if they do take advantage of that period when they can, it's like it's stable enough that they can take a risk. And if it doesn't work, that's fine. It can definitely help the group figure out a new sound or give them the variety necessary for them to venture out into a genre that is different enough that they can show, look, we can do what people know us for, and then we can also do something different and show people that I don't know, I guess it's just, I'm just trying to say that there's growth here. There's a potential of growth and they should take advantage of it by just taking risks. But it's not really up to them. That's kind of like up to the company. So I wish them the best of luck in that sense. So now I will go in age order for the next question, which is the individual career predictions. So I'll go in age order and I will start with Gao. So what's in store for Gao's career this 2025? We have Nightmare. So this year it might be very stressful. There might be a lot of things that she has to do, so she may lack a lot of sleep. Or there's some, if it's not her career that's stressing her out, then it might be a personal issue that is stressing her out to the point that is getting in the way of her sleep. She may feel very stressed, very anxious, kind of like a Ten of Swords type of energy, which in one deck, in the Tarot of the Divine, the Ten of Swords is described as a betrayal. So maybe something didn't work out and she feels so defeated, deflated. I just thought of the balloon. It's very deflated or very worn out and kind of like, oh, that sucks. And that betrayal that she may feel could be what's stressing her out. So this year in her career, either she's overworking to the point that she can't sleep well, and that will create anxiety because of that stress on her body and her mind. Or if it's a personal issue, it's some sort of betrayal that will cause her to not be able to take care of herself that well, which will naturally affect her career because she might not be in the best of moods, or she will just not have the energy to work, or she may always, even when she's working, a lot of people will be like, so what's wrong with her? It's stress. She's stressed. That's it. Now, next person, we have Jujin. So what's in store for Jujin's career this 2025? We have profession and real estate. So these two cards just makes me think that Jujin is working very hard and she's working on many different areas or in many different projects, and she's just establishing contracts and contracts and contracts. So the best way I can describe this, because the real estate just makes me think of like finalizing something concrete, because it's like if you're buying land, I see that as a sign of like getting something that is meant to be secure and long lasting. So, and also when I think of real estate, it's like, well, you have to like sign a contract and be like, this property is mine. So I just see that as contracts that are meant to be long lasting, secure, and well established. So combining the profession with the real estate, it feels like for Eugene's career this 2025, she's going to be working on a bunch of different projects that will open up all of these opportunities, all of these paths that she will slowly start establishing either relationships or opportunities for herself that are a bit more solid. So let's say maybe she will be landing some deals or some brands, and she will be established in those brands or in those deals. Or if she's in an opportunity, she meets someone that will be a good resource in the future of like for networking and stuff, and that is like establishing solid relationship, establishing a solid footprint of sorts, or like establishing a very solid foundation for her career. It's like, this is who I am, like expanding her brand and kind of also stabilizing that brand for herself and be like, this is who I am, this is what I have to offer, and this is like the projects that are meant for me, something along those lines. Okay, next person. So on to the next person, which is Ray. What's in store for Ray's career this 2025? So the card that jumped out was Live and Learn. So this is a pretty positive card. Well, I would say it's kind of neutral, but it's green. The person here that we see, they seem very happy. So that to me just seems very, very positive. But the Live and Learn, it's supposed to be a card that shows how someone is just experiencing life, just going through the course of things, going with the flow, and it's just someone that is expanding, gathering more knowledge, maybe gathering data, checking trends even. That's what I'm getting. Maybe someone that is hitting the books and going like, okay, time to learn, time to dust stuff on my knowledge, time to review. So I don't know, maybe Ray is thinking of studying again, or maybe she is polishing some of her skills, or she's just getting a better understanding of herself in such a way that will help her in her career. So maybe she's brushing up her K-pop history was the words that came up. So I just got something very specific for Ray. If she is in a program or a variety show and she got invited, she might encounter someone that knows a lot of K-pop, and because of that she feels like she needs to like brush up on her knowledge because she knows she's going to be asked about it. Or she's going to be in a special segment where her knowledge on K-pop will be tested, and because of that she's like brushing up on that knowledge. So that's something that came up very specifically for her, which I think is very fun and very interesting, and we will see if that comes true. And if not, with a live and learn, it's just the whole idea that in her career she's just going to experience the ups and downs just for what they are. So the highs are not too high, the lows are not too low. So the periods of happiness are what they are, and the periods of sadness are just what they are. Meaning that she's not going to have her expectations in the sky and then end up super disappointed if something doesn't work out. It's like she's going to stay very realistic, take things for what they are, and just understand that a journey is just a journey. There's no punishment when there's a mistake, and rewards are just hard work that was paid off or something along those lines. It's like she knows she's worthy of the good things in her life, and she knows that anything that is bad, that she seems as a bad thing, is just part of a learning experience and part of her growth. So she's going to stay pretty neutral energy wise this year, but it's going to be a year filled with expansion and growth for her anyway. Well, on to the next person. So what is in store for Wonyoung's career? What's in store for Wonyoung's career? I hope I'm saying her name right. So we have mask and hesitation. I feel like someone got these cards very, very specifically. I don't really know who. But with a mask and hesitation, it feels like this year she will go through this period of understanding or just knowing who is fake and who isn't. Something about like she cares about her reputation. So she cares about, you know, having the proper etiquette and having the respectful mannerisms when she's dealing with people. In such a way that, the way that I can describe this is like she knows how to put up a front. She knows how to get into her persona when she's at work. I'm not necessarily saying that she's fake as much as I'm saying that she understands how to, like, what energy and what attitude to have depending on the place, the people, and the situation that she's in. So this mask card just tells me that this year she's going to be a bit hesitant when dealing with new people or when dealing with someone that she sees as fake, because it's like she doesn't really, I don't think she wants to deal with people that are not genuine, but she also understands that she is in an industry where trying to get along with everyone is ideal, even though it's not necessarily how it happens. I don't know, it feels like this year it's going to be very on the forefront, or just kind of highlighted to her just how the industry works. She already knows this is how it is and that's how it works, but something is going to happen that she's going to start hesitating a little bit, and I think that hesitation could be the natural course of opening up your heart. And I'm saying that because as a group we saw earlier that they're going to have just this understanding that everyone's human and everyone is going through their own problems and going through their own journeys, right? We're all independent individuals going through our own life, and when we interact with each other, we're not always on the same page. And I do feel that for Wonyoung, one of the things that she's going to notice this year is how dealing with a bunch of people, sometimes people are not being fake in the sense of just pretending. Sometimes people are just doing their job and they're just working, and they don't really see the need to show who they really are. And I'm not saying this in a sense of like a malicious, let me hide who I am, but more in the I just have my professional face on, so I don't need to like we're just working. Like, you don't need to know about my life, and I don't need to know about yours. This is just professional. And even though I don't think she's bothered by that, I think the hesitation that she's going to feel is the whole idea of like, it would be nice to have relationships with people that are just extremely genuine and don't want anything out of you, and you don't need anything from them, and it's just like just caring for someone for who they are and what they are. What they are, and not necessarily for what they have or the potential that they have as well, if that makes sense. So I think that hesitation is like she's going to understand the importance of having your like working persona, let's say, but she's going to start hesitating in the sense that she will wish to have stronger, genuine relationships. So yeah. And if not, there might be a very specific situation where she will deal with someone that she doesn't know how to deal with. She's going to be like, okay, I'm encountering a person that is so different from what I'm used to, so different from the environment that I'm accustomed to, that I don't know how to react, or I don't know how to act around them. And it's because she may encounter someone that is so raw, or just someone that is so different from the industry that she's in, that she's going to be like, so how do I deal with this person? Not in a bad way, but more in the, I didn't realize that people could act this way, and not get in trouble or not deal with consequences that were like detrimental to them. So yeah, that seems interesting. Let's go on to the next person. So now let's go on to the next person and figure out what's in store for Liz's career this year. What's in store for her career? We have readiness. So I don't know if there's a specific project that she's working on, or she's just preparing herself for the upcoming year. So we're talking about her career. So yes, this is connected to her career. But if not, I think just in general, she's just ready for this new year. I think she feels very confident. She feels good. She feels like she can overcome any challenge or any problem that she ends up facing. She's like, I'm ready for the future. I'm ready for what's in store. I'm just, even if she doesn't know what the future has in store for her, or even if she feels a bit uncertain of that future, she's just like, as we talked earlier with the group energies, like she's just like, I'll just power through. I will just go through it and experience what I have to experience, learn what I have to learn, and just enjoy the journey. So I do feel that she is so confident with herself right now that she's not necessarily going to take risks, but it's more like she's just going to live life, and she's going to be ready for anything that comes her way. And this readiness doesn't come from someone that has everything well planned out and thought of. This is more from the energy of like she trusts in herself, so she knows that even if she doesn't know what she's doing or where she's going, she'll figure it out when she gets there. The other thing that I want to say with the readiness card is like, if you see the city behind this figure here, it feels like Liz is in this energy where she's like, even if there's a lot of noise around her, or there's a lot of busy energy and people, and she, like, there's a lot of distractions, even if there's a lot of energy going around in her surroundings, she's not going to allow that to distract her or get in the way of her journey and her path. It's like, even if there's a lot of energy going around, or a lot of people doing things or getting on the way, distracting her or whatever, she is still ready to ignore all of that and focus, like super laser focus, do what she wants to do and what she prepared herself for. If anything, she probably has like a list of her goals going like, okay, this is my aspirations for this 2025 and I'm going to accomplish them. So she has like this winner mentality. Yeah, so what's in store for Isol's career this 2025? So we have merit making. So this makes me think that right now she, similar to what we got with Liz, it's like she may have also like a list of things that she wants to do this 2025. So she already went like, okay, so this year I'm going to do these things and this is how I'm going to go about them. And right now she's just going through them. It's like, maybe she even made a promise to herself, like, this year things are going to change. Things are going to be different. And because of that, she already took like the necessary planning steps to organize herself in getting those things done. The other thing is that maybe she has been working with her spiritual team and stuff, and it's like, okay, I am here to redeem my good deeds. I'm here to claim all of my good energy. I want to work with this good karma. Something along those lines. It's like this merit making is just making me think of someone that is like counting their blessings. So I don't know. I guess that counting blessings could mean like she is not taking things for granted. Oh, she's not taking things for granted. She's trying to make sure that she acknowledges everything good that has happened in her life and wishing for even greater things to come her way. The merit making also makes me think of someone that is not only acknowledging the good in their life, but also just accomplishing their goals and the promise that they made for themselves. But these promises and their goals are meant for growth, are meant for positivity, and are meant to create a light-hearted, optimistic, and happy place. So again, this year it seems like Isol's career is going to be one where she's going to be focusing on all the happy things in her life, all the good opportunities and rewards in her life, and also just staying in her happy place, one filled with blessings, filled with love and trust that things are going to be okay. So this year is going to be a good year for her because she has a good mentality for it as well. It's kind of like you see the full energy of just trusting the spirit has your back. Well, the merit making shows that Liso is one of those people that trust that the universe has her back, and because of that there's nothing to worry about, and that energy will definitely benefit her to just jump into the unknown as well with no fear. Not because there's nothing to be afraid of, but more along the lines that she just trusts that she will overcome any problems that she encounters, which could be a trust that comes from just knowing herself as much as it could just be the trust in the universe of like, if I don't know something, you will let me know, or if I need someone, you'll make me like cross paths with them or something along those lines. Now to end up this reading, let's get some advice and healing messages for IVE for this 2025. The first card that came out is Mutable Moon with nothing yet is set in stone. So this just shows that right now the group is in a very flexible energy. So this is a very good energy to be in when you are working on something new. It's like all of this fresh energy that the group has allows them to try new things, to venture into the unknown, to take risks in the sense of maybe taking out a new concept, going for a different sound, maybe acting a bit different because they themselves are growing as individuals. So like it's okay to adapt to the environment, and it's okay to show like a different side of yourself. That's kind of like the messages that are coming through. The nothing is yet set in stone also shows that maybe nothing is super stable and like concrete, like this is going to happen, but it's more like they should take advantage of this energy that it hasn't really set, so like that they can just do what they want to do however they want to go about it. It's like right now they don't need to limit themselves with anything. There's no point or need for them to lower their expectations or to like right now it's a good energy to continue making their dreams big, to continue pushing forward, to test the limits of life, test the limits within themselves. And it's like dream big, you know, something along those lines. It's like right now it's a good opportunity or a good time for them to just ask for like the world, the stars, to ask for everything, and then just see what works, just see what hits. Let's see what other advice we have here. Sure, why not? We have Cardinal Moon with Be Bold and Make the First Move. This just makes me think that the first move for them is to dream big, to just want everything and anything in life. It's like right now is not a time for them to lower their expectations or to dream small or like right now it's a good time to just go for it. Just want everything, desire everything. Nothing is impossible right now. Now the other card that we have is emotionals. Super Moon. Okay. Now the card that we have is Super Moon with emotions are running high. So many of them might be excited for the future. Many of them might be filled with this energy of anything is possible. They may feel invincible. They may feel powerful and like there's no impossibles out there, and that energy is very good for them to manifest anything that they want. So again, it's like right now they shouldn't lower their expectations, and they shouldn't like put themselves down for wanting a bunch out of life. Like it's okay. The next card that we have is a new moon in Taurus with prosperity lies ahead. So that just shows is like they have plenty of abundance that they should take advantage of. And one of the best ways to work with that abundance is just to see it as an infinite source of opportunities, an infinite source of possibilities, and an infinite source of energy that they can use to make those manifestations a reality. And lastly, we have waning moon with what do you need to release. Just kind of shows that if there's anything that they're hesitating or anything that's holding them back, they should let go of that, because that energy will just get in the way of the abundance and that infinite energy that they have of anything is possible and anything can happen. So what do you need to release could be any past pains or any limiting beliefs that they have, or maybe anything that they're afraid of. It doesn't necessarily mean like completely let them go, but more along the lines of like understanding the depth of where these issues are coming from. So like that when they go into the unknown and they encounter something that triggers that, they know how to deal with it. Not necessarily like they actually know like, oh, this is a solution, but more along the lines of like they acknowledge that that is a human part of them that they're working through, and it makes it easier to encounter those problems because you kind of just reach this energy and this understanding of, let me be more patient with myself because I have this understanding that this is something I need to work through and this is something I struggle with. So instead of like being hard on themselves that they can't just get over it, is more of this energy of just understanding that they're human and understanding that they don't need to have everything figured out, and that you don't have to always be perfect and always know everything and always have a solution for everything, but more like sometimes you just kind of like wing it and just figure it out as you go. So this, what you need to release is just allowing their fears to not get in the way by just holding them back, basically. But with all of that said, I hope you guys liked this reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This reading was extremely positive, actually. I think the most negativity that we got was for Gao's individual thing, which was like she's going to be extremely stressed. I don't know to what extent, because it could be like throughout the whole year she's going to be extremely stressed, as much as it could just be like this is going to be like a very big and impactful period in her life that had to be highlighted. But I don't really know like what consequences it will have, as much as it could be like this is just a huge part of her growth and her journey, and that's why it came up. But aside from that, I don't know how concerned we should be, in the sense of if it's something very personal, all anyone can do is just show her that she's supported, that she's loved, and that there will be someone out there for her when she needs it, when she feels like she needs to reach out to someone. Anyway, as I mentioned earlier, I hope you guys liked this reading. I hope you enjoyed it, learned from it, or at least found it entertaining. I'll see you guys on the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Thank you so much for all the love and support you have shown me and the channel, and make sure that you support IVE's comeback, which is going to be very, very soon. Actually, I don't know the exact date, but I'm assuming it's going to be soon. So yeah, love and healing from my part to you, and see you on the next one. Bye.